Hi everyone, it's Tim Walsh here from Confidential Tax and Business Services, and today we're starting a new podcast series on behalf of the Valley Chamber of Commerce. It's the Meet the Member podcast series where I'll be asking some interesting questions and find out about what I guess makes our members tick. The first guest that we have on the podcast today is none other than Richard Comer, also known as the Vehicle Broker. Welcome along, Richard.
Hi Tim, thanks very much for the invite, and happy to be a guinea pig to help kick off this podcast series. I love jumping head first, as you know.
Excellent. Here are the 8 questions that you've selected that I'll ask you. The
Sure.
first one, as you know, is give us your elevator pitch and just tell us a bit about who you are, less than 45 seconds, if you can.
Sure. So I started my career in hospitality, so I like looking after people. But my career since 2008 has been in the car industry, and I started my business in 2012, and that's sourcing vehicles. So we take the pain out of sourcing vehicles. We deal with the unsavory types in dealerships and car yards so that our clients don't have to. And I did censor that a little bit. Often I use different terminology, but we'll keep it PG today.
We certainly will. Okay, so that's a bit about what you do and how you help your customers and clients. How did you sort of start off in that line of business, and how did you start your company? Just in a minute or two, if you can. Yeah.
Sure. So my father's been a used car dealer forever. So before I even started working for him, I was exposed to running a small family business. So saw how to do it successfully. He's 72 and still working. Plays a bit of golf and gardens a lot, but he's a hard worker. So I got that work ethic from Dad, saw how to do it. And as I said before, I started in hospitality, so I love looking after people. So when I saw that out there in the big wide world that I could start my own business, I decided to start looking after people. So being a middleman to look after clients and to take care of them, because I hate seeing people get ripped off, but know how to run a good little successful business. Well, I think I do anyway. So yeah, that's how I got started.
Excellent. Okay, so tell about the Valley Chamber of Commerce. When and why did you become a member, and how you found out about the Valley Chamber of Commerce?
So I found out about VCC, funnily enough, from Gavin McGuinness. He was working with one of my oldest schoolmates who I've known since grade 4, Greg Sawyers, and they'd caught up, and Greg told me about this thing, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So the first one I went to was actually upstairs on rooftop 11, overlooking the valley. So I think that was August 2015, and I've only missed 2 since then.
That's excellent. So, and what about the VCC makes you sort of attracted to it when it comes?
I've been a member and still am a member of some other chambers of commerce as well. I love the fact that if you feel like being a wallflower for a meeting, you can sort of just stand back and take it all in. But if you want to dive head first and go and meet people and find out what other people do, chambers of commerce are a great way to do that. And Valley Chamber being the biggest and the best of all of the chambers of commerce in SEQ, and my client base being in SEQ, I thought it made sense to come along and join. And I love being a sponge. I love learning from people. So I've always networked with the theory of 2 ears and 1 mouth. So I always like to listen more than I speak. And if ever the conversation comes back to me, I'll always, answer any questions, but always point it back to whoever I'm chatting to, because I like to learn.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me any challenges that you face in your business at the moment?
Yeah, being too busy. I've actually just put on a PA since COVID hit, and since I tweaked the posts and content that I put on social media, which was more solutions-based case study type content. My business has gone through the roof. I've been very, very lucky. A lot of businesses out there are really hurting, but I'm lucky enough that I'm doing that. I'm that busy that I've just put on a PA.
Excellent. What's one thing left to do on your bucket list that you haven't accomplished yet?
Okay, I used to work in the cruise industry, so I did 51 countries in 2.5 years. And saw Mexico, but only did a commercial stop in South America proper. So I'd love to get back to South America. I love the food and the culture, and can't wait to get down there.
Excellent. What do you like, I guess, most about living where we do in Brisbane?
Brisbane's a fantastic city. we don't get super hot here, but nor do we get super cold or have monsoonal rains. It's a good blend of still being a big old country town, but being a busy metropolis as well, with the beaches and the hinterland and the bush quite close. So I love visiting Sydney and Melbourne, but I could never live there. But Brisbane, I think, is a really good mix of the two. It's a little bit cosmopolitan like Melbourne. It's got a bit of the hustle and bustle of Sydney, but it's also easy enough to escape if you can beat the afternoon traffic on Fridays to get out on the weekends.
Excellent, Richard. What is your proudest achievement, either personally or in business?
It's personally, and it's having 2 kids. So I've got 2 little boys. 2 is enough for us. Got a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. That, of course, is any parents out there know it is a challenge, but yeah, they are definitely the apples of my eye, and happy to have them and wouldn't have it any other way. Bags under the eyes and tired some days, that them being who they are makes up for it. Having a little family is great.
Excellent. What do you think is the biggest lesson that you've learned in your career journey?
I think that is to be solutions-based and not be salesy, because so many people in the car and automotive and financial industries are so sales-based. I've learned that if you can be solutions-based and talk to the pain points that your clients or prospective clients have, then that will resonate with someone, and they'll go, wow, I've got that pain right now. If these guys can take care of it, let's do it.
Excellent. Richard, that's been Meet the Member podcast series for the episode for Richard Comer. Thank you very much for participating, Richard. And hopefully we'll be able to get this nice and looking good and great and share it around to all the people in the Valley Chamber of Commerce. And I look forward to seeing you soon at the end of the month.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks for having me as episode number 1. And I look forward to seeing everyone at the Tivoli at the end of the month.
Thank you.